Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Laura, and usually on this channel you can find me making something. Today, I am going to show you how to make this super easy set of fingerless gloves. So it's got a ribbed cuff and a very simple body portion, and it's just a cute, quick, easy gift, or if you want them for yourself, it's an easy make. And it doesn't take too long, which is great. You can see I've got my pattern here, got my instructions written. If you do want the written instructions, check out the link below to my Patreon. All of my patrons will be getting access to all of the patterns moving forward. I'm going to be taking pictures of my bullet journal and publishing those on Patreon. So check that out if you're interested. If not, you can definitely just watch the video for the instructions as well. So to get started on this one, you're going to need a few things. A 6mm crochet hook, pair of scissors to cut your yarn, a yarn needle, a sewing needle I was going to say, a yarn needle just to sew it together in the end, and you'll need some yarn. Not very much though, this is a pretty good yarn busting, stash busting, scrap busting project. So let's dive in. I'm going to start with the red for my cuff. And first, you're going to need a slip stitch. Leave a really long tail on your cuff though, then you won't need any yarn in order to sew it together in the end. It's just a little hack. All right. Next, we're going to chain 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook and single crochet across. That will leave you with 10 stitches. At the end of that first row, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to be working in the back loops only. That's what's going to give this ribbed texture here. So let me just zoom you in so I can show you what I mean. So we're going to still be single crocheting, but we're single crocheting in the back loops only. If you look at the top of your work, you can see these V's. I'm going to insert the hook in the second part of the V, the back part, back loop only. And there we go, complete a single crochet. And we're just going to do that all the way across. At the end of the row, chain 1 and turn. All right, we're going to do the exact same thing again for the next row. And actually, we're going to be doing this back loops only single crochet, nothing special, nothing new, for as long as it takes to make the rectangle of crochet long enough to get around your wrist. For me, that's going to be a total of 26 rows, and I would say I have like a lady's size medium for hands anyway. So if you're making a larger pair, or if you want to make a smaller pair, just make the rectangle as long as it's going to take to get around your wrist or whoever's wrist the gift is for. I'm going to just zoom through this part, and when I get to the end of the rectangle, I will show you what we're going to do next. So just get your rectangle done. Also, while you're working on that rectangle, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Like I said, I make a lot of things, and if you like crochet or yarn related things, I do natural dye, crochet, mending, and all kinds of other handmade stuff. So I would love to have you along for the journey. So definitely subscribe. And if you're feeling extra sassy, hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow, and I would really appreciate it. If you're new to crochet, and the stitches I'm using for this tutorial still seem a little complicated, I will link tutorials to each of the stitches in the description down below, and check the iCard up in the corner. I'll link it there too. Okay, so I just finished 26 rows. I'm going to cut my yarn and just pull it through. At this point, the rectangle is about 18 centimeters long. I'm going to just double check that it fits around my wrist. I know it does because I already made one, but double check. that it's going to fit around your wrist. Oops. And there we go. So on the side with the short tail, we're going to attach our new color. So I'm switching to blue. You don't necessarily have to switch colors. I'm just doing it because I think it adds a little bit of an extra fun. Also, in case you're wondering, the height that I went for my cuff is about 7 centimeters. You can go longer than that if you want it to go a little farther up your arm. You can go a little shorter than that. You would change the length by changing the initial chain. So I started with a chain of 11. You could start with a chain of 16 or 21. Basically, however many stitches you want plus 1, because you're gonna skip that first chain in the first row. All right, let's get back into it. So I'm gonna insert my hook into that first stitch, but along the long side. And I'm just going to pull my yarn through on a loop, and then with just the working yarn, I'm going to chain up 1. Now what I'm going to do is in every row, so you can see there's kind of large gaps where every row begins. I'm going to do a half double crochet in every row. I'm actually going to tuck that red tail in as well. So I'm going to just crochet over the end so I don't have any weaving to do in the end. And I'm just going to do a half double crochet. Let me zoom you in to show you what I'm doing. So let me start again. I'm going to pull up a loop, and then with my working yarn, I'm going to chain up 1, and then I'm going to half double crochet into the large holes that each row has. And if you're new to crochet, a half double crochet is just yarn over, insert the hook into the space and pull up a loop, yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops, just like that. So I'm going to do that all the way across. 1 half double crochet in the large gap that represents each row. It might be a little difficult just because it's not actually following stitches. You're kind of making up the new row from the side stitch. Side, it's not even a stitch, the side area of this rectangle. So just half double crochet across, and at the end of the row, chain 1 and turn. All right, I'm just doing the last stitch of my long side with my blue, and depending on how many rows it took to get around your wrist, that's how many stitches you should have. So let's just double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And there we go. So we've got that. And then we're just going to chain up 1 at the end of that row. And now it's easy street. We are just going to be doing half double crochets across as regular, so no back loops only for this. We're just going to do regular old half double crochets. I love half double crochet because it's a little bulkier than a single crochet, but it's not gappy the way a double crochet is. It works up really nice and quick, which makes this project really easy and a quick stocking stuffer, definitely. So crochet, half double crochet across, and at the end of the row, chain 1 and turn. So now what we're going to do is another row of half double crochet. We're going to keep half double crocheting back and forth until this blue section measures about 3 inches. It's also, you can make it about as long as the cuff. So for me, that's going to be 8 rows. So I've already done 2. I've got 6 more rows to go in regular half double crochet. So just continue half double crochet for about 3 inches or 8 rows. Okay, so I finished my 8 rows. Just gonna yarn over one more time and pull my blue thread yarn through. Oh, I screwed up. Leave a longer tail than this because we're gonna sew this this together. I should have left a longer tail. That's all right though. Okay, so now we are at the assembly, or the, nope, assembly. So what we're gonna start with is folding the rectangle over onto itself. You can pick which side is your ugly side. So this is my ugly side. That's my pretty side. So the way you want to have it folded is so that your pretty side is hidden, because we're making the seams, which at the end we're going to turn this all inside out. Now we're going to take that really long piece of yarn from the beginning, the tail, we're going to get that onto the yarn needle. And I'm going to use a blanket stitch. You could slip stitch this together with your crochet hook. You could single crochet it together. It's really up to you. It's not going to make much of a difference in the outcome of the fingerless glove. But what I'm going to do is just blanket stitch this together. I'll bring you in for a close-up so you can see how I do that. So I'm going to take my yarn. I'm holding the two pieces together. I'm going to insert the yarn into the first stitch on both sides, and then the loop that I've got here, I'm going to put the needle through that loop and pull the stitch closed. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing to the next stitch. So I'm going to put my needle through both stitches, and then the loop, I'm going to put that over the needle and pull it through. And I'm going to do that stitch all the way across, the red. I should be more specific. We're going to stop once we hit the blue yarn. First of all, because it wouldn't look pretty, and second of all, because that's where your thumb's going to go, so we don't want to sew that up. If this is still looking complicated, I also have a tutorial on this stitch, so don't fear. I will link all related tutorials in the description. So I will link the single crochet back loops, I will link the half double crochet, and I will link the blanket stitch. So you will have all the tools in order to make this set of fingerless gloves. Once you get to the top of the red, do that last stitch right there. I'm going to do one extra stitch in the same hole just to keep it extra secure. Then I'm going to just weave this yarn in and out of the stitches I just put in, like this, and I'll pull the needle through. And then from there I'll just cut my yarn, and now that wrist portion, the cuff, is all sewn together. And because we did the seam like that, you can see it kind of blends in like just another one of the ribs. Now we have to put together the top of the blue section. So this section is going to be really similar, but we're going to start from the top. I might have enough yarn for this. Should have left a longer tail, but it's okay. Leave a longer tail when you're doing it. So we're going to start from the top with the blue, but we're only going to go down, I don't know, 2 rows? How far did I go on this one? 1, 2. Yeah, we're only going to go down 2 rows. So that's going to be 4 stitches. We're going to try and sneak 4 stitches in. Even though you'd think 2 rows, 2 stitches, we're going to do 4 to secure it. The reason we're only going to do 2 rows or 4 stitches is because we need a space for the thumb to come out of that fingerless glove. So I'm doing blanket stitches again. Again, in this part you can still do single crochet, slip stitches, or sew it like I am. If you had a long piece with a longer tail, you wouldn't struggle the way I am here though. There we go. Just have to put one more. I think I can fit one more. I'll just have to do it a little different there. There we go. If your rows end up being different than mine, just try to sew together the top of your hand portion for about 1 inch. You want about 1 inch of stitches, or about 3 centimeters. Again, with this part, I'm going to weave the needle in and out of the stitches we just did, and then I'm going to just pull the rest of that yarn through. Not much to clip off on this one. And there we go. That's it. That's the whole pattern. So now we just turn that mitten, fingerless glove, inside out or right side out, and now you can see the seam is hidden for both parts, and that thumb hole is right at the perfect spot. Ta-da! And you just have to make 2 of them, and then you're good to go. It's a really easy pattern. It's a really easy project. I really like them. I make these for my family pretty much every year. It's a hat and a pair of fingerless gloves, and everybody always likes them. They're a nice little additive for your winter fashion. What do you think? Did you like it? Are you going to try it? Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you want more simple patterns like this, or if you want more complicated patterns like a cardigan or a sweater, let me know what you're looking for, and I will try to accommodate it in the coming year, in the new year, because the winter videos are already kind of planned, but still, new year, I will definitely be trying out more things that you guys want. So let me know. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button, because again, it helps the channel and we're always growing. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you give it a shot. One more thing, just a reminder, if you want the printable written pattern, that will be on my Patreon for all patrons. So every tier is going to have access to this, from $2 all the way up. So for $2 a month, you will have access to all of my written patterns moving forward. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!